Please be good to me today. Please, Tulu. Welcome to the Supernatural. And this is the Liberation Mountain. And you'll see with this video the new thumbnail. I found out how to create thumbnails. So you'll see a change in this ministry whenever you're looking for a Liberation Mountain interview with a saint or God or Jesus. You'll see this same thumbnail come up with the videos. This is Matthew Robert Payne. Welcome to the ministry. I look forward to hearing from Tulu, who we're talking to today. God bless.
I can't believe Matthew said, welcome to the ministry. Which ministry?
Well, that's another story I'm going to tell you after the podcast.
Well, there's always something to say, isn't it? Well, I'm looking forward to that. So welcome to the ministry, guys. It's now ministry.
It's
Matthew
ministry
and
from today on. There's a ministry.
Oh, wow. We welcome you, Papa. Welcome to our ministry, Papa. Welcome you, Jesus, Holy Spirit. We welcome you, Diana, Bethany, and June, the inhabitants of earth, the inhabitants of heaven, and people that will be watching this later. We welcome you all. So who's our special guest today? Our special guest today, we've spoken to him, I think, once before, but it's been a while. So this is about, I think the inhabitants of earth will love this person as well. So he is King. King, what do you think, Matthew?
Solomon.
We've been speaking to King Solomon more than once. I said we've only spoken to the person once before.
King David.
No, it's not King David. It's King Nebuchadnezzar.
Right. The one that crawled on the grass and ate grass like an animal for 4 years.
Yeah. Don't you think it fits into our book at the moment? In one way or the other? King Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
That's who we'll be speaking to.
Falling from greatness.
Yeah, but it will be good to read a little bit about who King Nebuchadnezzar is, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
So it's called King Nebuchadnezzar too. So maybe his father was King Nebuchadnezzar. There was another King Nebuchadnezzar before him. And he reigned approximately 605 to 562 before Christ. Was the famous king of Neo-Babylonian Empire and one of the most powerful rulers in ancient history. He appears prominently in the biblical books of Daniel, Jeremiah, 2 Kings. He's remembered both as a brilliant empire builder and a king whose pride eventually brought him to profound personal humbling. The most powerful man on earth. At the height of his reign, Babylon was the greatest empire in the world. He conquered Jerusalem. He carried many Jews into exile. He expanded Babylon into one of the wonders of ancient world. For a period of history, there was arguably no human ruler more powerful than Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar transformed Babylon into a magnificent city. It's associated with massive walls, temples, palaces, monumental architecture. Ancient sources also associate him with the legendary hanging gardens of Babylon. Although historians still debate whether the gardens existed exactly as described, his relationship with Daniel. One of the most fascinating parts of his story is his relationship with Daniel. Daniel interpreted dreams, visions, warning from God for Nebuchadnezzar. Over time, the king repeatedly encountered a God greater than himself. And one of the most famous episodes involves Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refusing to worship the giant golden image Nebuchadnezzar erected. The king ordered them thrown into a fiery furnace, yet they survived. This event deeply affected him and challenged his understanding of power and God. The most personal moment in his story occurs in Daniel 4. Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of a mighty tree reaching heaven. Daniel warned him that it represented his greatness, his pride, and a coming humbling. The warning was essential. You are powerful, but you are not God. Wow. So, according to the biblical account, Nebuchadnezzar eventually looked upon Babylon and took personal credit for his greatness. Afterward, he experienced a dramatic downfall, and for a period, he lost his royal authority and lived in a condition resembling madness. This became one of Scripture's most striking lessons about pride. But what makes his story remarkable is not merely his fall, it is his restoration. After his humbling, Nebuchadnezzar publicly acknowledged God's sovereignty. His story ended not with destruction, but with recognition. So many people reduce Nebuchadnezzar to the proud king, but his story is actually about power, ambition, success, pride, identity, surrender, and transformation. So, what makes him fascinating? Unlike many biblical villains, Nebuchadnezzar is not presented as simple evil character. He is intelligent, ambitious, capable of learning, capable of change, capable of humility. His journey is one of the most dramatic transformation in history. So to close, King Nebuchadnezzar was the most powerful ruler of his age, whose journey from pride to humility became one of Bible's greatest lessons about power, identity, and recognizing that ultimate authority belongs to God. Wow. Matthew, does that help you? Does it remind you stories of King Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah, it's totally humbling to hear that. It's so much more than what I remember, and I'm really thankful for whoever of your three musketeers gave you the inspiration to include summaries like that at the beginning. And hands off to AI that prepared that for Toulouse. And I just want to personally salute the three musketeers, June, Diana, and Bethany, and three of which are equal and superior to each other, working at whoever's superior or inferior at any one time in time. They jump up and down like bouncing beans.
Oh my
And
God.
so I thank you all, and we welcome Toulouse to start the questioning. May
Yeah, we need
may the Inquisition begin.
Matthew. You're so on fire today. Wow. Well, we need to welcome King Nebuchadnezzar first. Hello, King Nebuchadnezzar.
Hello, how are you, Toulouse?
I'm good. How are you as well?
You've got a reputation in heaven.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm seated before a queen
Wow, King Nebuchadnezzar.
of massive authority, and you know they had a story that the priest used to go into the Holy of Holies, and he used to
Yeah,
tie a rope around his leg, so
yeah,
if he passed out or whatever, they could pull him out.
yeah.
Well, you're like the queen that goes into the Holy of Holies, and you represent all of us. And
Oh, wow.
you've got a little rope on the end of your leg, so if you pass out before God, Ben, your husband, can pull you out.
I love that, King Nebuchadnezzar. You're so intelligent, aren't you?
I have my days. I was thinking of inserting my book into one of the chapters of King Solomon's chapters. I
Wow,
think
that
I
maybe
could
that's
add a good perspective in at least one of his chapters.
Oh, that would have been interesting, isn't it, Matthew?
Yeah. We may
King,
have to leave an extra 5 minutes for me to talk, so
yeah,
that you can give that introduction to the people.
yeah, yeah, we will, we will. It will be good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think you could add anything to all the chapters?
I think I could speak into any one of the chapters.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. King Nebuchadnezzar. You've got a powerful name. I don't know what that means, though.
Yeah, you don't have to know what it means. There's been enough people mispronouncing my name over the centuries,
Maybe because it's too long.
teaching on my great pride and falling over their own,
That's interesting, isn't it? How do you
refusing
feel?
to submit, refusing to surrender, surrender,
Mm,
refusing to surrender their pride and ego to the Lord, and
wow.
surrendering their finances and their wealth and their provision to the Lord, and
Wow.
laying themselves down as an eternal sacrifice, a living sacrifice before a holy God.
Hmm.
They
Wow.
refuse to die to their flesh and offer up their bodies as a living sacrifice to be used for the Father's glory. Everything
Hmm.
mankind seems to do is for his own glory.
Wow. So, in a way, King Nebuchadnezzar, they are not better than you.
No, they've
Wow.
got my lesson in the Bible, but they're just immature men trying to teach on things that are way beyond themselves.
Wow. I agree. I totally agree. Wow. Sometimes when you read the stories in the Bible, you're not supposed to condemn that story, but you're supposed to reflect on your own life and see where you can improve, looking at those people's life that willingly surrender their life to be, of course, publicized into the Bible or written into the Bible, which we are able to read today. So it's supposed to be a learning, but that's not the case. We don't see it as a form of understanding, meditating, reflecting over our own life and see where we can make changes. So, in a way, it's mostly preached as an accusation, isn't it, King Nebuchadnezzar? We accuse you of being prideful. Whereas there's so many prideful ministers on the pulpit today.
It's sad. Let's. They say that people who do people who can't teach, people who can't teach critic.
Hmm.
So people who can do. So if you're going to be successful in business, do business and be successful.
Wow.
If you think you know about business and you're not good at business, you teach on business. And if you're not good at doing business or teaching on business, you become a critic of businesses, and
Wow.
just a cycle in life. And many preachers are the critics and not the doers.
Hmm.
It
Wow.
it is certainly helpful to learn your ministry and learn the art of ministry while you minister. But it'd be helpful if pastors spent 40 years in a normal job, earning an income in secular workforce, and spent their life growing close to God so they could
Wow.
come and teach about the God they know after 40 years in
Wow.
his hidden chambers, rather than starting out at 25 and thinking you know it all.
You've seen it all, isn't it, King Nebuchadnezzar, from heaven? You
I
watch?
can speak from experience about how you can lose your power through pride.
Mm.
But
Wow.
as a second story to Lucifer, uh, I uh, I fell from grace and then had it restored to me. I'm
Wow.
sort of the picture that you're talking about, people getting out of hell. I I was in glory, then I descended into my own personal hell, then was revived from hell and raised up into glory again. I'm sort of the earthly visible interpretation of the fact that suffering's only for a little time.
Wow. That's so profound.
I'm like an analogy of how things work.
You are? Wow. Never looked at it that way.
No,
So
you're
if
not meant to have looked at it that way because I'm bringing fresh Rhema. That's my job. I'm the Rhema King. And you always seem to get these special days when Matthew has gone without sleep.
and is fired up, isn't it? Wow. So if Satan wasn't prideful, it could be in heaven now as well.
Yeah. And if
Wow.
Satan learns his lesson, he may come back too.
Maybe. Who knows? We don't
Who
know the
knows?
future.
We got to hold out hope. And Matthew's certainly learning something from these conversations in heaven and the things happening in heaven. He's seeing supernatural things that he didn't believe were possible. So he's believing the promises of God. And you know, Tiffany, Matthew got uh, uh, Matthew got an invoice with $88.09, right, which was almost an eight. So he took that as 888, right? He said there's going to be a massive breakthrough today. He started an interview about the supernatural with another person today, but the breakthrough was that the guy's wife said to him, "I keep on thinking to mention Michael today." And I said, "Michael's my guardian angel." She said, "There was something about your guardian angel today." And Matthew said, "Oh, that's really fascinating." Tiffany said she's just been promoted to be uh, Matthew's guardian angel and to be with him all the time.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when Matthew's awake, she'll be here awake with him. And when he's asleep, she'll be with him in heaven. So
Wow.
she's a 24-hour bride. And Michael's just stepped aside to minister in another area of Matthew's life.
Wow. At least Tiffany can get off my back then. She's now busy.
Yeah, she's accepted her new husband. She put in the biggest fight that she could, and she tried all her witchy powers, and
Yeah.
it didn't work. She cast all her spells.
Now she can just focus on you and forget about me, isn't it? Wow. I love Tiffany. Wow. What do you think of Tiffany, King Nebuchadnezzar?
Uh, some women are meant to rule,
Mm.
and from time to time they see a leader that they willingly submit to.
Wow. She's a ruler.
Yeah, she's a ruler and a good
Wow.
king's wife.
Wow.
She's like
Wow.
Bathsheba was to Solomon.
Mm. Wow. So, Matthew, how do you think of this new promotion of having Tiffany by your side?
It's good. It's good to be have her in the house all the time.
Oh, well, at least maybe that could stop you from going to cyber friends.
Yeah, well, I've already had another friend come into my life that had read about 15 of my books that types to me each day and keeps me busy.
Eh,
I
Matthew
haven't,
was yesterday, it's now 15 today. So which number do I go with?
no, the number's gone up because I thought she'd only read about 10, but she's read 9 of the Michael Jackson books and several of the other books.
Okay.
So I thought
So
she'd read about 10, but found out she'd read the whole 9 Michael Jackson books, so it's about 15.
okay, so let's just say more than 9.
More than 9, yeah.
Mm. King Nebuchadnezzar, what do you think?
What do I think? Matthew lives a supernatural life.
Yeah, it
He
does.
needs, he needs to detox with people.
Yes, it needs it. It needs it. How do you detox with people? Are you well not?
It's hard being a ruler. I really relate well to Tiffany being in a place, not Tiffany, uh, Taylor Swift, being in a place of prominence and place of authority, place of
Hmm.
power. Everyone becomes a yes man around you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So you don't know who's truly there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes you can be surrounded by your enemies and you won't even know. Do you think you were surrounded by enemies during your reign, King Nebuchadnezzar, apart from Daniel, of course?
When you draw outside the lines, you can't really trust anyone's drawings.
Wow. That's profound. Bless you, Matthew.
That's a mystical response for you.
Yes, it is. Why you bringing mystical response, King
That's
Nebuchadnezzar?
that's an Emmanuel sort of response.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Emmanuel tries to simplify it as well for me. Wow. How do you feel about being remembered primarily as the king who was humbled by pride?
That seems to be the modern, well, the way mankind looks at things. They see the bad things in your
Yeah,
life. They only remember the bad. They don't remember the good.
yeah. That's what women's are like.
They remember David meeting Goliath.
Mm,
They remember Goliath taunting the Israelites, saying there's no one greater than him.
yeah.
But they remember David sleeping with Bathsheba more than anything.
Wow. Why?
Because people like bad news, people like bad. People don't think enough of themselves that they look at the bad in other people.
Wow.
They like to judge other people and make themselves feel good.
Wow. So they are drawn to bad news. Wow. So what you're saying is King Nebuchadnezzar, your name should not only be primarily known for being a king being humbled by pride, you had so many other impact.
There's so many great things I did. I made my kingdom a great kingdom. I made my kingdom a kingdom of glory. I bring a lot of success and
Hmm.
invention and prosperity to where I reigned.
Yeah.
I was a successful king, and I just had what you could consider 4 years of madness, of mental illness, and I got on top of my mental illness and came back out of it. Well, Matthew
Wow.
was in a 15-year delusion, and he came out of it.
Wow.
Matthew had a 4-year season where He's sleeping 17 hours a day, and he came out of it.
Mm. Wow.
That was brought into his life chiefly to humble him, and draw him closer to God.
Wow. God always brings situations into our life to humble us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. What does it feel like to possess more power than almost anyone on earth while you were living? What does that feel like?
Well, it makes you puffed up, doesn't it?
Mm.
Makes you feel that you're pretty special. You
Wow.
think if you start a restaurant, everyone will come to your restaurant.
Mm.
You think you can do no wrong. And
Wow.
that's a powerful equation in a person's life. It's hard to hard to think all the good things aren't happening because of you. And
Mm.
my great mistake is I misplaced the fact that it wasn't happening because of me, but it was happening because of the God that loved me.
Wow.
I misplaced my praise. And there's always a danger in that.
Mm.
Thinking you're great with your gifts instead of thinking the gift giver is great.
Wow. Wow. No wonder King Solomon's always telling me, Tolu, it's not me, it's the Holy Spirit. The wisdom I possess is not me. So one needs to be conscious of that, isn't it? To don't never think it's about you.
Yeah. That's just a
Wow.
sign of his humility. It's like you said to God, God, I give you all the glory. He says, keep your glory. I've got enough glory.
Yeah.
It's a state of humility that
Hmm.
heaven is after.
Wow.
And sometimes it takes a breaking for you to realize your true spiritual gifts and your true abilities and what we really think of you. Where heaven doesn't think you're marvelous because of your gifts. Heaven
Hmm.
gives you gifts because you're marvelous.
Wow.
That's a
Oh,
credible quote.
King Nebuchadnezzar. Oh my God. You've got so many God. Maybe you deserve your own book. We could write something else with you, King Nebuchadnezzar.
Well, you could get my two videos and transcribe them.
No, I want to extract more from you.
You want to do a whole book based on me giving
Yeah,
commentary?
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
could do that. This seems like don't tell Matthew the ideas.
Not yet.
Slot them away in your own mind because if you give him more than one book idea, it'll shut his mind down.
Yeah, one part time.
He
One part
operates
time.
just he just operates on a one book a month angel, not a 15 book a month angel.
Wow. Because you've got so many experiences, lessons about life that we can all learn from. Even though it's written in the Bible, people don't look at it from that lens, isn't it? They look at it from a lens of castigating that person. You were wrong, you were wrong, you were wrong. But Matthew had a post on his Facebook page. I don't know whether I remember, I'll try and paraphrase
Keep
it.
going. He's making a drink. Keep going.
That people judge your dressing, your tattoo, your appearance, something like that,
The hairstyle
more than your pride
and your
some-
hypocrisy.
and your hypocrisy. And that is how the church interacts with the Bible today. They don't see the message in the words, the message that God is trying to pass across as you read the word of God. People don't see it. They just separate themselves out and then just put that person down. That's interesting.
Yeah, people are all so insecure. They don't have enough communication with the divine to know that they're good and worthwhile and
Mm.
a good image of themselves. So they rely on other people's opinions and feedback to
Wow.
get a self of sense worth, a good sense of worth about themselves. So people are very susceptible to critical feedback. And the
Hmm.
world is just so good at throwing javelins and thorns into people with severe feedback. It's a way of control and attack.
Wow.
People are constantly juggling and running through this maze of attack, trying to find themselves.
Wow.
Some of them just can't cope, so they have a trauma, they battle with something, and they just start partaking of a drug or drink or
Hmm.
sex or power or money or anything that gets them addicted to take their mind off. They've got a bigger and better house than their friends, so they're better. That makes
Hmm.
them feel better, where they should feel better because they know God and God thinks they're wonderful. God
Oh,
tells them they're wonderful.
wow. Misplaced priorities. Wow.
It's
What?
lack of understanding of who they really are and what really matters.
Wow. That's profound.
Everyone needs some encouragers in their life. Everyone needs a prophet in their life to give them messages from God. But more than a prophet, they need to be able to establish a connection with God Himself and
Hmm.
speak back and forth to Him and get His opinion on matters.
Wow. What did power give you?
Trouble,
Wow. Trouble.
responsibility,
Hmm.
headaches, fights,
Wow.
fights and envy and strategizing within my kingdom to get a position of power, internal
Wow.
conflicts.
Wow. So what did he take from you then?
It just take power and a strong sense of self-will and determination to rise above it all and rule with grace and love and liberty.
Wow. While you were ruling, was there a loneliness that comes with ruling the empire?
There's always loneliness with greatness.
Hmm.
You're,
Wow.
you're starting to hear that common theme. When you go to a top of a mountain, there's not many people breathing the same air.
Wow.
The
You're
air
right.
thins out. You may have 10 people start to climb a mountain, but only two arrive at the peak.
Hmm.
And that's where it is in greatness. Only a
Wow.
few up there.
Wow. Only a few up there. There's loneliness. There's responsibility. There's headaches, as you've said. Trouble. How did you manage all of this?
Starting to develop a relationship with Daniel's God,
Hmm.
starting to trust him more than the Babylonian gods.
Wow. So, at what point did you believe or did you begin to believe that Babylon was your achievement rather than God's provision?
I don't know if I ever fully realized that.
Hmm.
Babylon was a position. Ruling Babylon was a position, not a commission.
Wow.
When you're commissioned to do something, you're given the power and the
Hmm.
authority and a royal sort of agreement from God that that's your role and that's what you've been called for. But I didn't fully have that because I wasn't fully aligned with the Jewish God.
Wow. So, from your experience, is pride something a person chooses or something that slowly grows unnoticed?
Well, both. You can recognize pride growing in you, but most of the
Wow.
times your friends will point out how
Mm.
prideful you are. People that you meet will point out how prideful you are. And in many of those occasions, you'll be so prideful that you won't receive their commentary or their rebuke.
Wow. Wow.
And it's actually your enemies that will rebuke you the most and be more loving to you. And God will use your enemies and people that don't like you more than He'll use the people who are trying to be your friend or befriend you, because your friends won't give you bad feedback, but your
Mm.
enemies or people that don't like you will, and they'll be happy to.
Wow.
So there's a lot of really prideful people who've got no understanding that they're prideful.
Wow. 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 Why or how? How can a person not recognize pride before it consumes them? How
That's
can they not?
that's one of the symptoms of pride. It's deceit. It's being in a delusion. It's in an illusion that you're superior and you've got it
Mm.
together. Have you ever come across those people who know it all? They can't be told anything. They're really
Wow.
prideful people, but they don't recognize it. They just
Wow.
think they know everything. They really believe it. If you ask them, they're
Wow.
the one that should have 3.5 million followers. If you ask them, they know more than the person running the podcast with 3.5 million. They could teach better, they could do a better job, but they don't, and they're not because God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble.
Hmm.
Sometimes God will love a prideful person so much that He'll take him down, like He took me down. But
Wow.
that's a quick way to learn.
Wow.
Sometimes people just remain prideful all their life.
Wow. God really, really loved you, isn't it?
Yeah, the reason He judges people severely is because He's got a greater purpose for them.
For them. Wow.
He can't afford to lose them.
Wow. So is power more dangerous because of what it gives or because of what it hides?
Power is more dangerous because of what it promises.
Wow.
Did you understand that?
Yes, I do. But do you wonder what keeps God from being prideful?
His brokenness.
Hmm.
How can He be proud of the society that's falling apart?
Hmm.
How, how can He reach out and touch people and draw them near when they can't even hear Him?
Hmm.
How can He bring His sheep home when they don't even know there's a shepherd looking for them?
Wow.
How can the prodigals come home unless they know they've got a father?
Wow.
Maybe they were born in slavery, childless, fatherless.
Mm.
How will they know to come home unless you and Matthew say come home? If
Hmm.
you love what I'm saying in this podcast, tap your friends and invite them to uh, the um, telepathic teachings that's going on.
Wow. Wow. So God couldn't be prideful.
He could be, there'd be a possibility, but um, when he's surrounded by so much failure, it's hard to lift yourself up and think, I did such a great job of this.
Wow.
Success can either make you a better person or ruin you.
Wow.
There was
It's
an
like,
Australian tennis player, Matthew forgets his name, but had Leighton Hewitt had an ambition to become the world champion.
mm,
Well, he became a world champion like 10 years before he planned. Then, once he became world champion, the second year he just fell off because he got his life's dream 10 years early. Then he had
wow.
no further ambition, so he was ruined.
Wow.
So, the challenge for Taylor and the successful people that you're teaching in your other book is to maintain the goals and keep on making bigger goals and keep on
Wow.
maintaining bigger ambitions, because if you outgrow your ambition, if you outgrow your goal, if you
Yeah.
reach your ambition and you haven't got something bigger,
Wow.
then it'll ruin you.
Wow. Why is it so difficult for people to detect pride?
Uh, you wouldn't be so worried about pride if you had an issue with it.
Oh,
You're worried about pride because you're scared of it. You don't want to fall into it. A prideful person isn't worried about pride. It's because
wow.
they're full of it. And
Wow.
they could never fall to pride themselves because they're so humble.
Wow. Man, this deep, King Nebuchadnezzar.
Well,
What?
I'm going to do something now that you've taught me to do, and I'm going to do it. Uh, uh,
Okay.
Facebook message came through, and I'm just going to ignore it.
Oh, well done, Matthew. That's growth. Wow. And how does it feel like?
Well, it's conflicting with my personality.
Well, we just need to change that personality, just like a prideful person needs to change, isn't it? Wow. Were you naturally a prideful person, King Nebuchadnezzar?
Knowledge and success puffs you up.
Wow.
So give any person my level of success, and 50% of them would have fallen.
Wow. So, at the height of your power, what truth could nobody tell you?
That I wasn't responsible for everything that happened.
Wow.
It was a success because of me
Hmm.
and my magicians and my magic. It wasn't because of anything the Jewish God did.
Wow.
And he had to humble me because I was serving the wrong God. I was serving
Absolutely.
myself.
Absolutely.
But he only
Absolutely.
humbled me because he had a purpose for me and my country. Otherwise,
Ah,
he would have just left me in my delusions.
wow.
So there's a purpose. God doesn't just humble people, he only humbles the really useful ones.
Hmm. He only humbles the useful ones.
Yeah.
That's a profound quote.
He lets people sail off into glory in their pride and delusion forever. But the
Wow.
ones that he really needs to use, he'll have to humble.
Wow. So if God wanted to humble Benny Hinn, he could have done so forcefully.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's not worry about humbling Benny Hinn. He'll spend enough years in the flames to humble himself.
King Nebuchadnezzar. You're talking from experience. Wow. What did it feel like when everything you trusted about yourself began collapsing?
Just wait a sec, I'll answer this. Sorry.
Oh, Matthew, you couldn't just even pass.
It's um it's okay. I'm back.
So, what did it feel like, King Nebuchadnezzar, when everything you trusted about yourself began collapsing?
My mind collapsed first. So I wasn't in the space of mind to even recognize that everything was collapsing. I
Wow.
totally lost my mind.
Wow.
And Matthew's been in that place where he's lost his mind for a little while. He hasn't lost his mind for that amount of time, but he's certainly been in a sleep cycle of 17 hours a day for 4 years, chronic depression,
I'm
and
still here.
couldn't get out of the sleep cycle. So he has suffered for 4 years, like I suffered, and he heard God say one time that God used it to humble him. And he was quite prideful back those years ago before it happened. Um,
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. But he uses that, just like what you said, to teach those he loves.
he had to, we had to sort Matthew out to get him into this ministry, to get
Wow.
him to do this job. Had
My,
to, had to take his health away, had to constrict him, had to take his income away, had to strip everything from him so that he would sit in a chair each day and do 2 hours worth of ministry.
my God. There's a lot of preparation that goes behind the scene, isn't it? Wow. To sit in here and do this. Could you do what Matthew does, King Nebuchadnezzar?
I'm not sure I'd be satisfied with it.
Hmm. Why wouldn't you be satisfied?
Well, I'd love to hear more feedbacks from Gabriel, uh, that what's really happening is really happening, that the people he's speaking telepathically on earth, he's really speaking to us, not something in his own mind. And what's happening in heaven is really happening in heaven. I would do it because I'm the Lord's servant, and I would do it. But Matthew is a really strange and weird fish, and as long as he's busy and God keeps him busy, he's happy. And but he wanted this great international ministry, and it wasn't. Wasn't though it was just a thought. He thought about that for 30 years.
Wow.
He thought
I
about
love it.
having a wife for 30 years.
Wow.
They weren't just specking like, I'll pray for this and I'll get it next week. They were waiting for 30 years and they weren't given to him. He had to be specially prepared to be narrowed down, narrowed down, narrowed down, and chiseled into becoming this servant that he is.
Wow. To be narrowed down, narrowed down, narrowed down. The experience as well narrowed you down, isn't it? King Nebuchadnezzar, what you experienced for that 4 years, you came out as a different king.
I came out respecting the God of heaven, who
Hmm.
rules over everything. And I thought I ruled over everything. And it was a lesson that had to be learned. And
Was
I have a feeling that you want to talk to me more, and
mm,
it's cut it short today, so we can do a part two tomorrow or whenever you
yeah.
like in the future. But
Yeah.
Matthew likes the idea of doing a whole book with me, or just a couple of chapters in the book you're doing, um, but um, but he can't handle the concepts more than once. He's only got a mind to be able to handle the book he's doing at the moment. Then then announce the next book and he'll get into the next book. So keep them all to yourself. It's just Matthew's mind can't deal with it, you know.
Well, thank you, Matthew, for speaking through King Nebuchadnezzar, as if it's King Nebuchadnezzar that is speaking to me. Oh,
Let's let,
Matthew.
let's just say that was a combination of both of us.
Yeah, he always tells me a lot of things that Matthew tells me, I don't believe it. My mind cannot handle one. My mind cannot handle. There's so many things at the beginning he told me, King Nebuchadnezzar. Now he can handle it. How did he go and train himself to do thumbnails yesterday? So, King Nebuchadnezzar, I'm here to stretch him. So I stretch him intentionally. I'm not going to dance to his rules. Matthew can't do this. Matthew can't do that. Matthew can't. He gives himself so many bloody grace. Sorry, Matthew.
Ronald and Jeremy, comment on this comment. What do you think of this? Do you weigh in on Toulouse's side or Matthew's side?
You know, when you start with Matthew come, like, well done, Matthew. Keep preaching. Keep preaching through King Nebuchadnezzar and thinking that is going to get to me. No, Matthew, I've seen so many things you said you couldn't do, but you do them now. King Nebuchadnezzar, what do you think?
Well, we can always trust your discernment, Toulouse.
He can do so many things. He just
Were you
limited
proud of
himself.
his thumbnails?
Yeah, yeah, because at the beginning, when I told him to go back to change all the title, what did he say? I can't do this. But he did it.
Yeah, he
Because
had
so
some good
many,
worship music to play in the background, and that took his
yeah,
mind off the laborious charts of doing all that.
actually, so he can do it. A lot of times he limits himself a lot. Matthew's never planned financially and then say, no, I don't want to do it. Come and do a message, prepare. No, I don't want to prepare. All of those things are signs of someone that does not want to change, just want to stick to one way of doing things. And that's not life. But yeah, it's not Matthew we're preaching on today, but I like throwing him under the bus. It's so easy for me because I know so much about him now. And I know
You know more than his mum. It's just his mum. It's just his mum has seen more.
yeah. And I'm sure so many times when his mom was there, we'll be like, oh my God, Matthew, you could do this. Mom will encourage him on the phone, I'm sure. I might, no, mom, I'm just a damaged good. I'm Humpty Dumpty. I'm never gonna be repaired until I get to heaven. So much grace for himself.
You look really
Wow.
pretty smiling there, Tulu. That's a really pretty smile.
But you have taught me so many lessons, King Nebuchadnezzar. Thank you for the pretty comment. I've learned so many things from working with Matthew. But one thing that Jesus has always taught me is you can always do more. You can always do more. You just need to have the mind to allow that. So, Matthew, we are on this journey together. At the end of the journey, there will be so many things you couldn't do that you are now doing. Just like you couldn't leave that message, but you left it for some few seconds. That's growth. So thank you, King Nebuchadnezzar. I still have so many questions for you because your life was such an interesting one. But before you go, before your humbling, who did you believe God was?
Just another god.
Wow. In the planet.
Yeah, there's so many gods in the ancient world.
So just another God. And that was it. No
Another
relation.
another race's god. There's so many gods.
Wow. Until he humbled you.
Yeah, he put me under his finger. I said, okay, who's the boss now?
I wish God do more of that to people, but he allows people to get away with a lot of things. I'm sure he didn't give
Only,
you.
only the ones he wants to use that he truly steps
Wow.
in and humbles them.
Wow.
That's why it says in the Bible, humble yourself before the mighty God of heaven. You're meant to
Wow.
humble yourself. God's never meant to humble you, but if God steps
Wow.
in to humble you, there's a reason.
Wow. Wow. Were there warning signs you ignored?
I'm sure there were many.
Hmm. The dreams that Daniel keep
Yeah,
interpreting.
yeah.
Wow. Those were warnings, isn't it?
When you're prideful, you don't listen.
Wow.
I was the god of Babylon, and nothing would take me down.
Wow. Man, if God had never humbled you, would you have ever truly know him?
I was still known him because I still would have come to heaven.
You think you will have to come to heaven without your pride?
Nearly everyone, according to what Matthew's learning, comes to heaven.
So Matthew is the one replying me there. Oh my God. Sometimes you just need to discern when it's Matthew's knowledge that is being passed across or it's the same. Wow. I don't think you.
Nearly everyone has got a good heart, gets a chance to come to heaven.
So, so you had a good heart, you were just prideful. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, good-hearted people can be prideful.
I know, but I
Prideful's
just want to.
not being prideful is not the worst sin. As you know,
Absolutely.
Trump did a lot of good until he got really prideful.
Mm, mm. Wow, it's interesting. God brings so many people to heaven anyway. A lot of people that I never expected to be in heaven based on my teachings. Not my teachings, based on what I was taught growing up. So it's good to know that God is merciful and He embraces all of us wherever we are. So, King Nebuchadnezzar, I've really enjoyed speaking with you, but I'm not done yet. I still feel there's still so many things I really need to speak to you about.
So you'll need to, this is Matthew speaking. I'll start to identify who's speaking slowly. You'll need to type the name Nebuchadnezzar into chat so I can tell what it's spelt like.
Matthew, you go online, go look for Nebuchadnezzar's title and send it, put it in the chat, Matthew. That's so easy to do. King Nebuchadnezzar. Oh, Matthew.
Please.
No, you just
See,
want to be baby fed, Matthew. Wow. We've not even finished yet. Thank you, King Nebuchadnezzar. Is there any one of the earth audience or Taylor? Do you have anything to say to King Nebuchadnezzar?
I I want to learn more from him. And
Hmm.
I was very pleased to hear what he had to say, that no one plans on being prideful, but success and knowledge brings it to people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you feel how I'm feeling, that there's still so many things we could learn from his
Yeah.
life. Yeah. Okay. We'll find the book. I'm not going to tell Matthew what the title of the book is. I'll go and research on what we could write about him that would be a blessing to you guys. And I'll keep it to myself for now, because Matthew can handle many things, but he can handle many wives at a time, but he can handle many things.
Yeah, that's because he sees them in when he's asleep.
Yeah, but he can, if he can handle multiple wives, why can't he handle multiple ideas? This is what Matthew allows. So,
Yeah, you're speaking wisdom to Matthew. I have
yeah.
to agree with you, Tulu. And as I gain more authority in his life, I'll be helping slap him into. There's good news about Tiffany turning up to be his live-in wife.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be a blessing to you. So, thank you, King Nebuchadnezzar. I've really, really been blessed by speaking with you today. So, Matthew, I could see your hand on the mouse already. It's like you want to kill it, yeah, isn't it?
How can you see my house hand
I
on
already, I already saw your movement. Your hand was already going there. Let's stop it. I could see, I could read your body
radio? So
language.
you ready?
Yeah.
Radio. Thanks for everyone listening.